Hi guys, it's Belle here, back with Margarete Miller Monday, and I am on week 31 because I'm a little bit behind due to being poorly. But this is the pad I am using. It's just an A5 sketch pad. There's the size, so I've already ripped that out. As always, I will leave links to Margarete Miller's YouTube channel alongside her Etsy store where you can purchase the prompts from. And don't forget to check out both my 2022 Margarete Miller playlist as well as 2023 up to today. That is on my channel. So let's get started. By the way, if you can hear lots of jingling and running around and playing, my kittens are in a very playful mood at the moment. So let's get started. Translucent paper. So I have this scrap. It's from the Tim Holtz collage. I believe it was his Halloween paper last year, so I thought that would work perfectly. Something royal. So I have this crown, a picnic item. So I have a couple of pieces. I don't know what I'm going to use. Let's bring this over. So I have this, which is a vintage, from a vintage magazine, and I just have some little cupcakes and a strawberry. So we'll see if I'll use any of that. Inspired by a fairy tale. Well, this kind of made me think of Beauty and the Beast. And then this is from a vintage children's book. I cut her out, so she's the princess from Beauty and the Beast. Shoes or a shoe. So I have this stamp. It's an Anna Griffin one, and I thought this kind of went with the style. Also inspired by a fairy tale, and it will work for something shiny. Is this washi tape, which you can see I haven't even used yet. But it has like a princess dress and a golden carriage on there. Something shiny, like I said, that was shiny. And I just have a few other little bits and bobs. And let's get started. So obviously she's going to be my focus. So I need to think about where all the pieces go. Where all the pieces are going to go. I mean, I could do it that way and have the flower sideways because why not? It's my collage. Then we don't get as much of the... Bring it down a little bit. But I like it this way. And we can cover up some of the rows. That's fine. I have some music paper and some other paper for behind. I had this, it's a sticker, and it kind of made me think about a book page because I was thinking of putting B on there for Beauty and the Beast, like so. Might bring her down a bit, like so, but I've also got other bits and bobs to put on. I feel like she could have a giant cupcake. Maybe not. She looks like she's reaching for something. I'm going to put the crown on her head. It's a bit big. Well, she could be holding the crown realistically, couldn't she? Maybe looking at it, holding it, wearing it. I might not use this. I don't think I like that. The crown is a bit big, but you know what? I don't mind. I'm not being picky. It is what it is. I have some of this paper which could go behind. It's very, very busy, but I can put some music paper on it to dull it down. Okay, let's just get sticking some bits on because then I can make a decision. So yes. So it made me think of Beauty and the Beast, which is a favourite fairy tale of mine. I used to like the original where they had Briar Rose and Rose Red, or Snow White and Rose Red, or something like the old Grimm's one. The original Beauty and the Beast story is so different, kind of like the one most people now know and that Disney created. It's so different to that. Yeah, and it's like got fairy tale in it and fairies and a bear and like a father and his daughters and like losing money and all that kind of, it's very in depth. So let's put this on here. So I hope you are all okay. As I said, I know I am about a week behind, but I will be caught up next week. You know, and it's just what happens when you fall ill. You fall behind, and that's okay. There's no with something like this collage challenge, you can start at any point of the year. I mean, it's probably not a good idea to start it like with 2 weeks of the year to go or something, because, you know, then there'll be a New Year's one out. But you could, if you preferred the prompts from a different year, just do those prompts. You don't have to do the particular year's prompts if you didn't want to. You could even redo the prompts. I mean, I don't think Margarete Miller has any real rules other than here's the 5 prompts and your 6th bonus one. I have noticed she's done no themes this year, which I was a little bit sad about, because last year she didn't always have prompts. Sometimes she did themes. So maybe a favourite such and such. I can't remember any of the themes offhand. But yeah, sometimes she did themes. And whilst they were challenging, and they were challenging, girls, oh gosh, seriously, that is my Binksels. Whilst they were, look at this tiny, tiny little glue stick. Whilst they could be challenging, they were also fun to kind of think outside the box. But yeah, she didn't do any of those this year. I don't know why. I don't know if maybe people just didn't like them last year, and so she went back to just doing the normal 5 prompts with a 6th bonus prompt. So if you preferred a previous year's prompts, you could redo them. I mean, we're crafters. There's no hard and fast rules. You know, everyone's an individual. And even if you take part in something like this, you know, we're doing it because we want to do it, because would that be better further over? Because we enjoy it. So don't get yourself too stressed about it. And, you know, there's no big prize at the end. You're not sending it away anywhere. We're just having fun doing some collage. So, yeah, that's what I suggest. I have already started making decisions. Hopefully Margarete Miller does more collage prompts for next year, because I have already started making decisions about how I'm going to approach next year's one. And like if I'm going to make a journal for it or not, and all that kind of thing. Because if you don't know, if you weren't following me last year, again, you can go check out the full playlist of everything I did last year for the challenge. I made my own journal last year, and I like her down there. And I really, it had its issues, but I actually really enjoyed working in that journal. So yeah, so I'm making some decisions already for next year's. That's even if Margarete Miller's going to do any prompts for next year. I'm just assuming, but maybe she won't. I feel like I might want some music just to break up this this pink, because there's a lot of pink. I did kind of want to put that on there. Let's just do that. So yes, I'm already thinking about that for next year. But as I said, so many people get so stressed about this. And I know I've said in previous videos, you know, there's different ways to approach it if you're feeling like 52 weeks of just collage is getting you in a bit of a rut or whatever. Although, you know, every week is are different prompts, so you know that's always fun. But I do know that for some people they've been in a rut, and I know I've spoken about this before where I've explained how I approach it sometimes differently. Okay, so I have some of this paper that is actually from the book page. Look, she was with a prince, but you know, a princess doesn't always need a prince. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I know I've said in previous videos, approach it differently. I like to do memory keeping where possible. That shoe's just so pretty. It's not possible at the moment because I'm catching up and I've been ill. And if not memory keeping, I like to do stories or find inspiration in maybe a book I've read or just something like that. So approach it in a way that inspires you creatively. I do love the shoe. Maybe down there. Okay, let's get this crown sorted, and then oh my gosh, where did the crown go to? There it is. It's, or I could put it on the shoe, couldn't I? Oh yes, I like that. So I'm going to stick her down. I haven't really got any ink nearby. Hold on. I'm just going to try and see if I've got some vintage photo in here, just to make this stand out a bit. So yeah, so again, you don't have to do this year's prompts. If you preferred last year's, even if you've done them before, it's fine. Do whatever inspires you. I think that is what I've learnt after, I mean, you think you'd know this as someone who's creative, but I have been in, and I spoke about this in a different video, I've been in a bit of a rut and been in my own head about creativity and things like that. And I just had to remind myself that it's meant to be fun and, you know, do what we enjoy as creative peoples. Okay, even though I still sometimes struggle to think of myself as creative, but there we go. Anyway, so I would love to hear down below, what was your favourite fairy tale as a child? You know, I'd particularly love to hear, like, if there's ones that are a lot rarer, because obviously Beauty and the Beast and things like that, although I, like I said, I really loved the originals rather than the remakes where they're all a bit different. Okay, I have, where's it gone? Oh, and I also have, I mustn't forget, I also have the washi tape. What sparkle? These are very pretty. These are slightly different. Okay, let's do these. Oh, I hate using these little gem things. They're so fiddly. But a crown just calls for it, doesn't it? So, yes. Yeah, so let me know down below. I absolutely love fairy tales, like retellings of them. And I love hearing about ones from all over the world, and you know, things like that. I love the fact that so many fairy tales were like really awful, like really scary and spooky, and not at all the sanitized versions we now tell children, which I find interesting that that's kind of how things have gone. But yeah, the ones I read as a child were definitely still those spooky ones where all sorts of, where did that go to? Things, bad things happened, you know, to bad people in them. Okay, there's another green here. And then Disney comes along, and you know, if you've watched my channel for a while, you will know that I do love Disney. Don't get me wrong, I do love Disney, but Disney comes along and really sanitizes and messes with some original stories. Hercules is a brilliant example of that. Okay, I'm just going to leave that like that. That'll dry. Okay, now I do want to use some of this washi somewhere because it is sparkly. I just feel like up there it'd work really, really well. Maybe another piece like down here, just the carriage. Do I want that? You know, people say do things in threes. Let's just put that there because we had that little bit. Okay, so we've got the Something Royal, we've got the translucent paper inspired by fairy tale, we've got a shoe, something shiny. Now I just need a picnic item, which I feel like could be this, but I just think this is pretty because it's very vintage looking. So that could just go there. And I do have the word magical, so the word magical might go there. And then what? Magical on the cake, maybe? Okay, I'm just going to do that, guys. It's going to be a simple one today. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to put it down. And yes, I don't know what she's looking for, but maybe she's just like, oh, look at the pretty wallpaper. Isn't it pretty? Look at all the roses on it. Fancy. That's what I'm thinking. Because otherwise her hand, which was in the prince's hand, but you know, who needs a prince? Maybe her hand is just reaching out for the wallpaper instead. Shoe, crown, everything inspired by fairy tale. And there we go, guys. So translucent paper, which is in the background here, something royal. We've got the crown, a picnic item, a beautiful cake. Inspired by a fairy tale. Well, we've got Beauty and the Beast here, shoes as well, Cinderella, and something shiny. We've got the crown and the gilding on the what's it called? Washi tape. So that's it for now, guys. That was week 31. Do like and subscribe if you haven't already and did enjoy this. And as I said, go check out Margarete Miller's channel. Don't forget to put this hashtag in, and you can always change the week to 28, 52, whatever, as the year goes through, and you'll be able to see on Instagram and YouTube anyone who's creating these pages. And that's it for now, guys. I will be back again soon. Thank you so much for watching, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.